What if I told you that doctors can often predict how long you'll live after 70, just by watching how you move, speak, or even stand up from a chair? It may sound strange at first. After all, when we think about health, we usually think of test results, cholesterol levels, blood pressure, heart scans. But there's more to the story. Much more. Doctors have found that certain signs, things you may not even pay attention to, can quietly reveal how well your body is aging. And more importantly, how long it might keep going. These aren't wild guesses or assumptions. They're based on years of research from hospitals and universities all around the world. Simple things like how strong your grip is, how fast you walk, and how clearly you speak. These are powerful clues that help doctors understand your health far better than a single number on a lab report. And here's something worth holding onto. Most of these signs can be improved. It doesn't matter if you're already in your 70s or even 80s. The body may be aging, yes, but it's also adaptable. The choices you make today can shape your tomorrow. That's what makes this topic so important. In today's video, we'll explore 5 powerful signs that doctors use to estimate longevity after 70. They might sound simple on the surface, but each one reflects something much deeper happening in the body. Think of them as early whispers, small ways your body is trying to tell you where you're headed and how you're doing. We'll walk through each of these signs together. We'll explain what they are, why they matter, and, most importantly, what you can do about them. You'll hear real-life examples of how these signs show up in everyday life. And for each one, we'll share practical advice you can start using right away to stay strong, stay sharp, and stay ahead of the curve. Because let's face it, growing older comes with its fair share of challenges. Things change, the body slows down, but that doesn't mean we stop paying attention. Quite the opposite, really. These years are when awareness becomes our greatest ally. The more we understand what's happening inside us, the more control we have over our future. Too often, we're told to focus on numbers, how much we weigh, how high our blood pressure is, or what our cholesterol panel looks like. But numbers only paint part of the picture. Your body tells a much bigger story if you know how to listen. That's what this video is really about: listening to your body, noticing the small things, and turning them into tools for a better life. Stay with us all the way to the end. Because by the time we're finished, you won't just know the signs, you'll understand how they work, how to spot them, and what steps you can take to strengthen each one. These tips aren't complicated, and they won't require hours of your time. But they could help you stay independent longer. They could help prevent injuries, improve your energy, and maybe even extend your life. And before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time to do it. Just hit the button and tap the bell so you'll always know when we share more helpful tips like this. We're building a community here, a place where we all learn from each other and support each other. If anything in this video speaks to you, leave a comment. Which of these signs feels familiar? Which one surprised you? Your story could help someone else who's going through the same thing. Aging isn't something we face alone. It's something we do together, step by step, moment by moment. And the more we understand, the better we live. So take a breath, settle in, and let's begin. You just might learn something today that could change the way you think about your future. Sign number 1, your walking speed. Believe it or not, your walking speed might be one of the most powerful indicators of how long you'll live. In fact, many doctors now refer to it as the 6th vital sign. It's quick, it's easy to observe, and it tells us so much about what's going on inside the body. Let's take a moment to picture something. 2 people, both around the same age, let's say 75. One walks through the grocery store with confidence. You can see the rhythm in their steps, the swing of their arms, the upright posture. They're alert, steady, moving with purpose. The other? They move slowly, cautiously. They lean on the cart a little more than they used to. Their steps are short, almost shuffled. They stop often to catch their breath. Maybe you've seen this before. Maybe you've felt it yourself. Now here's the surprising part. Based on decades of research, the faster walker is statistically more likely to live longer, and not just by a little bit. Faster walking speed in seniors has been strongly linked to a lower risk of heart disease, fewer hospitalizations, and even a lower risk of dementia. It's not about rushing or competing. It's about how well your body systems are working together, your heart pumping, your lungs delivering oxygen, your muscles responding, and your brain coordinating it all. Doctors have actually measured this in studies. One of the most telling benchmarks is 1 meter per second. That's about 3.3 feet. Seniors who can walk faster than that tend to live significantly longer. It's not just the speed, it's what the speed represents. A strong, healthy body in sync. And here's the good news. Walking speed is something you can improve, starting today. Even if you've slowed down over the years, even if your balance feels a little off or your joints ache in the morning, there are ways to gently, safely increase your speed and stability. The first step is simply to walk more. You don't need to set a timer or walk for an hour. Just start with 10 minutes a day. Around your block, through your hallway, at the local park. Consistency is far more important than distance. Your muscles will remember, your joints will loosen, and before you know it, 10 minutes becomes 15, then 20. Another helpful trick is to pay attention to your step pattern. Try heel-to-toe walking. It's exactly what it sounds like. Plant your heel first, then roll through to your toes. This keeps your stride longer and your steps smoother, reducing that shuffle that can lead to falls or injuries. You might even find that you feel more stable just by walking with intention, focusing on each step. Balance plays a role, too. A simple exercise? Stand on one leg for 10 seconds. Hold onto the back of a chair if you need to. Switch sides. Do it a few times a day. Balance drills like this strengthen the tiny stabilizing muscles in your hips and legs, the ones that help you walk with confidence and speed. It might feel small now, but these habits build over time. Walking a little faster doesn't just make errands easier. It gives you independence. It keeps your brain active. It protects your heart and strengthens your lungs. It reminds your body that it's still capable of more than you might think. If you're wondering how to track your progress, try this. Walk 100 feet, about the length of a standard hallway or 30 big steps, and time yourself. If it takes you more than 40 seconds, don't worry. That's just your starting point. Do it every few days and watch the number drop. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. And remember, walking faster isn't about speed for the sake of speed. It's about vitality. It's about moving through the world with energy, with awareness, with strength. So the next time you head out for a walk, give yourself credit. Every step you take isn't just about getting somewhere, it's about staying here longer, healthier, stronger. So let's keep moving, let's pay attention to how we walk. Because sometimes the simplest things, like how quickly we walk down the street, can say more about our future than 1,000 lab results ever could. Sign number 2. Grip strength. How strong is your handshake? That one small motion, something as ordinary as holding someone's hand, might reveal more about your health and future than you'd expect. Doctors have long used grip strength as a silent clue. Not because they're checking for dominance or social cues, but because the strength in your hands is a reflection of what's happening throughout your entire body. Your muscles, your nerves, your bones, and even your heart, it's all connected. And the truth is, the weaker the grip, the more concern it can raise. Take Mr. Jenkins, for example. At 78, he never gave much thought to his hands. But one day, he couldn't open a jar of pickles. Frustrating, but nothing serious, so he thought. Then he started having trouble buttoning his shirt. Carrying a bag of groceries felt heavier than usual. Holding onto his walker, writing a note, opening a doorknob, each task got just a little harder. That's when his doctor noticed something that changed everything. His grip strength had dropped significantly in just 1 year. What seems like a minor inconvenience can be a major warning sign. Medical research has shown that low grip strength is tied to a higher risk of frailty, increased chance of falling, slower recovery from illness, and even heart disease. In fact, grip strength is now considered a better predictor of mortality in older adults than blood pressure. It's not just about the hands. It's about muscle mass across the whole body. When the muscles weaken, it's usually not limited to one spot. The arms, the legs, the core, everything is involved. That weakness can sneak in slowly, making you more vulnerable to fatigue, injury, and reduced independence. But here's the powerful part. You can measure it yourself, and you can strengthen it. You don't need fancy equipment. Start with something as simple as a stress ball. Hold it in your hand and squeeze, tight and steady, for 10 seconds. Then switch hands. It might surprise you how quickly your hands tire. That's your baseline. If you happen to have a hand dynamometer at home or at your local clinic, that's even better. It can give you an exact number to track. But even without it, you can build up your grip with a few minutes of exercise each day. Start with squeeze and release drills. Grab that same stress ball and squeeze it rhythmically, 10 times in each hand. Rest. Repeat. Another great one? Wrist curls. Use a soup can or a light dumbbell if you have one. Rest your arm on the table, palm up, and lift the weight by curling your wrist. Then flip your palm over and curl in the opposite direction. It works the forearm muscles that support your grip. Finger stretches are helpful too. Try spreading your fingers as wide as they can go, hold, then relax. Or press your fingers into soft therapy putty if you have it, shaping and squeezing as you go. The idea isn't to strain yourself, it's to remind the muscles how to activate, how to stay awake, and how to respond. If you keep up with it, you'll likely start noticing little improvements. Lifting grocery bags won't feel quite as taxing. Twisting off jar lids gets easier. Gripping the railing or your walker will feel more secure. And all of this translates to something much more important: confidence. Because when your grip is strong, it means your muscles are still doing their job. It means your body is still holding on, literally and figuratively. And that strength carries over into how you move, how you function, how you live. It's not just about holding a cup of coffee or playing cards. It's about preserving independence. It's about staying upright. It's about continuing to do the things that make life feel full and free. So if you're watching this now, give it a try. Grab a ball, a towel, even a rolled up sock, whatever you've got nearby, and take the 10-second challenge. Squeeze and hold. That small action is the start of something bigger. It's your way of saying, I'm still here, and I'm not going quietly. Remember, it's not about being the strongest person in the room. It's about being strong enough for your life. Strong enough to keep doing the things you love. And it all starts, quite literally, in the palm of your hand. Sign number 3. How easily you can rise from a chair. How easily can you stand up from a chair without using your hands? It seems like such a simple thing. Something most of us have done thousands of times without a second thought. But according to doctors, this one motion could quietly predict how your body is aging, and how long you might live. Think about it. You're sitting in your favorite chair, maybe reading a book or watching the news. When it's time to get up, do you push off with your hands? Do you lean forward and use momentum? Or can you rise smoothly, arms crossed, legs doing all the work? That's exactly what Martha, age 81, started to notice. She was always active, always on her feet. But lately, getting up from her armchair felt harder. At first, she thought it was just stiffness or maybe her knees acting up. Then she realized she couldn't stand without using her hands anymore, not without wobbling or leaning. She mentioned it during a routine checkup, and her doctor didn't brush it off. He called it what it was, an early sign of muscle decline. You see, the ability to rise from a chair without assistance is more than just a strength test. It's a reflection of how your lower body is holding up. Your legs, hips, core, and even your balance all play a role. And when one part starts to weaken, it affects the entire chain. What's more, studies have shown that difficulty in standing from a seated position can be a strong predictor of future falls, loss of independence, and yes, even early death. It may sound dramatic, but it's rooted in years of research. Because when rising becomes difficult, it signals the body is losing coordination and strength. Two things you need to stay mobile, safe, and engaged with life. Here's something you can try right now. Sit in a sturdy, firm chair, something without soft cushions. Place your feet flat on the floor, cross your arms over your chest, and try to stand up without using your hands. How did it feel? Was it smooth? Did you wobble? Could you do it more than once? That test alone can tell you a lot. And if it felt tough, don't worry. The goal is not perfection, it's progress. And that's something you can absolutely work toward. One of the simplest ways to get better is to practice what's called the sit-to-stand exercise. Sit down in your chair, then stand up. Slowly. No hands. Do this 10 times a day. Not all at once, just spread them out. Each time you do it, you're reminding your muscles what they were built for. Chair squats are another excellent tool. Stand in front of your chair, lower yourself just to the edge, don't sit, then rise back up. That slight motion fires up your thighs, glutes, and core without overexertion. It's gentle, but effective. If you've got resistance bands at home, use them around your thighs while you sit. Press your knees outward against the band and hold. Or lift each leg straight up while seated, 10 times each side. These small moves target the exact muscles you use when rising, and they help rebuild control and strength in a way that's safe for your joints. Why does this matter so much? Because being able to stand up easily isn't just about comfort. It's about freedom. It's the ability to get out of bed, to use the bathroom on your own, to greet someone at the door, to step out for a walk. It's one of the foundational movements that keeps you connected to daily life. And here's something else to keep in mind. When you maintain your ability to rise without effort, you also maintain your confidence. That confidence becomes a shield against fear of falling, against dependence, against isolation. It tells your brain and body, I can still do this. So give yourself that gift. Start today, just a few minutes. Practice rising without your hands. Build those legs up again. Because strong legs mean a strong life, and that's something no number on a chart can measure. Let your chair be your training partner, not your prison. Each time you stand up without help, you're choosing vitality. You're choosing movement. You're choosing life. Sign number 4. Voice and speech patterns. Have you noticed your voice getting softer or slower? That subtle change in how you speak might be more than just the result of age or fatigue. Doctors say that changes in speech patterns, like a weaker voice or slurring words, can be an early warning sign of something deeper. Take Harold, for example. He was always the life of the party, the loudest at family dinners, telling stories and jokes with his booming voice. But lately, his family began asking him to repeat himself. At first, Harold thought nothing of it. Maybe his hearing was just off or the room was too noisy. But then, his voice didn't seem to carry as far as it used to, and when he spoke, it was slower, almost as if his words were getting stuck somewhere between his brain and mouth. It wasn't just his family who noticed, it was also his doctor. Harold had been experiencing other signs of decline, like trouble swallowing and some minor balance issues. Together, these clues pointed to a problem with his voice, a sign of something much bigger. So why does your voice matter so much? A change in speech could signal a number of things, including neurological decline, respiratory issues, or even muscular weakness. When we speak, we use a variety of muscles, including those in our lungs, throat, mouth, and tongue. If these muscles start to weaken, they can affect the clarity and strength of your voice. And that's why doctors pay attention to speech patterns, especially in older adults. Research has shown that slowed or slurred speech is often linked to early cognitive decline, and it's especially common in conditions like Parkinson's disease. The muscles involved in speech can become less responsive, making it harder to articulate thoughts clearly and quickly. In fact, one of the first signs of Parkinson's that doctors look for is the softening or slowing down of speech. And when speech starts to change, it's often a sign that other areas of the brain and nervous system may also be affected. If you're wondering whether your speech has changed, you can do a quick check. Record yourself reading a paragraph, something simple, like a short story or a passage from the newspaper. Time yourself while you read. Do you sound clear and fluid, or are there long pauses? Is your voice as loud as it used to be, or does it trail off? If it's harder to speak as clearly, or if you find yourself taking longer to get your words out, it's worth paying attention to. But don't panic if you notice a few changes here and there. Not every alteration in voice signals a serious problem. It's natural for our voices to change as we age, especially with conditions like dry mouth or weakened vocal cords. But it's the pattern that matters. If you notice your voice getting weaker, slower, or more hesitant over time, it could be a sign of something that needs attention. There are things you can do to keep your voice strong. One of the simplest exercises is to practice speaking aloud every day. It could be reading a book, reciting poems, or even talking to yourself. The more you use your voice, the more you keep the muscles in your throat and mouth engaged. Singing is another great way to exercise your vocal cords. You don't have to join a choir, just sing along to your favorite tunes in the car or at home. It's not only fun, but it also works the muscles that support your voice. If you're concerned about significant changes in your voice, it might be a good idea to consult a speech therapist. They can help assess your speech patterns and give you personalized exercises to improve clarity and strength. They can also help with breathing techniques and vocal exercises to prevent further deterioration. The key takeaway is this: a clear voice often reflects a clear brain. If your voice is strong, it's a good sign that your muscles and nervous system are functioning well. But if your voice is weakening or changing in unusual ways, it could be an important signal that your body needs more attention. So don't wait. Pay attention to how you speak. Listen for the subtle changes in tone or pace. Speak up, sing loud, and keep those vocal cords in motion. Your voice is not just the sound of your words, it's a reflection of your health, and it's worth keeping strong. Sign number 5. posture and balance. How straight is your back when you walk? And how long can you balance on one foot? These two simple questions might just hold the key to understanding how well your body is aging, and they could give you a glimpse into how long you might live. Take Clara, for example. She's always been known for her good posture. She carried herself with pride, shoulders back, head high. But one day, her daughter noticed something. Clara's shoulders were beginning to curve forward. At first, Clara didn't think much of it. She figured it was just a result of getting older, a bit of a stoop that everyone goes through. But as time went on, Clara realized her balance was off, too. She had trouble standing for long periods and started feeling wobbly when walking. It wasn't just an aesthetic change, it was a sign that something deeper was happening with her body. Posture and balance are closely connected to your overall health, and when these two areas start to weaken, they often signal more than just a minor inconvenience. Poor posture is more than just slouching. It can strain your spine and reduce your lung capacity. When your spine isn't aligned properly, it puts unnecessary pressure on your muscles, joints, and even internal organs, which can lead to discomfort and difficulty breathing. But the consequences don't stop there. When you're not standing tall, your body loses its natural alignment, and your center of gravity shifts, which affects your balance. Balance issues are particularly concerning because they're one of the leading causes of falls in seniors. And falls are no small matter. They can lead to serious injuries, loss of independence, and even death. That's why doctors look closely at your posture and balance to assess your overall health and risk. In fact, research shows that seniors who can't balance on one foot for at least 10 seconds have a much higher risk of brain and cardiovascular issues. This simple test is a great way to check in with yourself. Stand near a chair or wall for support if needed, and try lifting one foot off the ground. Time yourself. Can you hold the position for 10 seconds or more? If you find it difficult or impossible, it's time to take action. But don't worry, this doesn't mean your ability to live a full, active life is over. It just means you need to focus on improving your posture and balance. The good news is, these are things you can work on every day, and with time, you'll notice a difference. Start with a simple wall posture check. Stand with your back against a wall and try to press your lower back, upper back, and head to the wall. If you can't quite make contact with the wall, it may be time to work on strengthening your core and back muscles. Gentle activities like yoga or Tai Chi can do wonders for improving both posture and balance. These exercises focus on flexibility, strength, and body awareness, all of which are key for maintaining an upright posture and steady balance. Even just a few minutes a day can make a huge difference. Balance boards and simple exercises, like walking heel to toe in a straight line, can also help. The more you practice balancing, the stronger and more stable you'll become. And if you're already using a cane or walker, balance exercises can help you feel more confident and secure in your movements. Your core is a big player in maintaining good posture and balance. A strong core means you're less likely to slump, and it helps you stay steady when standing or walking. So, incorporate core strengthening exercises into your routine. Simple moves like seated leg lifts or standing side leg raises can go a long way in building strength. Posture and balance may seem like minor things, but they hold the key to staying independent and active as you age. Good posture keeps your body aligned, helps you breathe better, and allows you to move more freely. Balance, on the other hand, keeps you steady on your feet, reducing the risk of falls and giving you confidence to move about without hesitation. So stand tall, practice balancing, and keep that core strong. The better your posture and balance, the more likely you'll enjoy a longer, healthier, and more independent life. Remember, a strong core equals a longer life, because when your body is in balance, your whole world feels more in balance, too. So, let's recap. The 5 surprising signs that help predict longevity are: your walking speed, grip strength, how easily you rise from a chair, voice and speech clarity, posture and balance. The good news? These aren't fixed. They're flexible, and every day is a new chance to improve. When it comes to longevity, don't focus on age alone. Focus on your movement, strength, and awareness. Your body is talking to you every day. You just have to listen. Which of these signs can you still do with ease? Let us know in the comments. Maybe 1 or 2 of these are easy for you, while others are a bit more challenging. That's okay. If any of these were challenging, don't worry, it's never too late to improve. What's your secret to staying strong and sharp as you age? Let's share and inspire each other. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, share it with someone you care about, and be sure to subscribe. And don't forget to tap the bell, so you never miss tips that can help you live longer, healthier, and happier. Remember, we're not just counting the years, we're making the years count. So let's keep walking strong, standing tall, and speaking clearly, because the best is still ahead.